Welcome to a new vlog. Welcome to Friday. Welcome back if you're one of my lovely returning friends. Welcome if you are new here. I'm Andrea. It's nice to have you here. It's Friday. It is Friday morning. Not as early as it was when I started grabbing clips for this vlog. It's now later in the morning, but it is still morning. It is, I would say, mid-morning. It's not early morning anymore, but it is still mid-morning. I have to leave very soon. I'm going to try to make this intro short, but I have to go to an appointment. I haven't mentioned this appointment before, but I don't know. It's really tricky with doctor medical stuff. Like, I'd rather wait to talk about it once I have answers, and I'm not going to have answers from this appointment. But I also feel like this might be beneficial for me to have documented, so I don't know. Anyway, long story short, I'm going to go see a GI specialist today, a gastroenterologist. My IBS, or what I'm assuming is my IBS, has been flaring up a lot more frequently, but also really inconsistently. Like, there's no obvious trigger. It's not really stress. I feel like I'm managing my stress really well. It's not my activity levels. I usually have IBS troubles in the summer when I'm less active because it's hot and I'm working out indoors and I'm limited to what I can do. Right now it's winter. I'm hiking, I'm walking around campus like 7 days a week, 6 to 7 days a week. I am really active and doing high intensity workouts and hikes and stuff. So like, it's been flaring up over the last few months since the beginning of December. And like, this is usually the time of year when my GI system is like at its best. It's not fun, and it has gotten to a point where kind of by the beginning of January where I was like, this is starting to disrupt my life. Days that I work from home are a lot easier to accommodate. Days that I have to go teach on campus or that I'm going to meet someone or something, a lot more difficult. It does disrupt my hiking a little bit. It makes me less likely to want to go for like a 3-hour hike, even if the rest of my body is feeling good, because I just don't know if I can be away from a bathroom for that long. Like, I don't want to go into the specifics, but just like look up IBS symptoms. That's what I've been dealing with, but just on a much more regular yet inconsistent basis, if that makes sense. So inconsistent in terms of I have no idea what's triggering it, but more consistent in terms of it's just happening more frequently. So yeah, I'm going to the doctor. I'm leaving in a few minutes because I wanted to get there early because I don't know where exactly I'm going. I've been out to this facility before, but it's been several years and I've only been out there to drop someone off. I've never been out there as a patient, so I've never been in the building. So I just want to give myself plenty of time. I do not want to be late for this appointment because they've managed to squeeze me in. Otherwise I would have had to wait till April, and I'm really glad I didn't have to wait till April. I didn't want to have to wait till April because I assume there's going to be tests, there's going to be scans or colonoscopy or something like that that I'm gonna have to do for us to get some answers and figure out what's going on. It's entirely possible that they could run a ton of tests and the end diagnosis could be just that my IBS is getting worse. I know it's going to take a while. Obviously, I feel like documenting some of the tests might be worth it, so I figured I would just tell you all I'm starting this process. Not going to have any answers, not going to have a lot of updates. I will let you know how it goes and what my first impressions of the doctor are like. I have a lot of doctor anxiety. There's always that worry and that fear. Are they going to listen to me? Are they going to believe me? Or are they just going to tell me it's all in my head? I've seen specialists before who have been like years in the past. Well, I've also got specialists right now who are very dismissive and don't listen to me and don't seem to care. And there's one specialist in particular that I need to find a new one, a replacement for that particular person. So I'm really hoping this specialist, the GI specialist, has come very highly recommended. So I'm cautiously optimistic, but there's still that anxiety that I just can't quite fight down that, like, what if she's not that great? What if it just doesn't work out? So we will see. I made myself a nice cup of coffee that I'm gonna have to, iced coffee thing was already chilled. I'm just gonna have to put it in the fridge and maybe have it later, because I've not been able to have more than 2 sips of it without feeling like I'm gonna be sick, because I'm that nervous. So it is now 1 minute before I want to leave. I'm giving myself 30 minutes to get there. I only need 15, so I'm not running late. I'm just, every minute I spend talking to you is 1 minute early. I won't be, if that makes sense. So I will take you, I'm not going to take you with me exactly, but I will update you. I'm still on the fence if I'm going to go to Whole Foods afterwards. Mom and I are doing Whole Foods separately, so I don't know if I want to go by myself or if I just want to come home and try to do a delivery. But yeah, I need to go, and I will update you later. And I'm just going to try not to be nervous. I'd say wish me luck, but by the time you watch this, it'll be done. So I just need to go, and I will talk to you in a little bit. Guess where I am? Was not supposed to come to the house, but here I am.
I have to go get my after lunch chocolate.
Oh, your after lunch chocolate? Okay. So yeah, this wasn't the plan. I didn't intend to come to the house. I specifically decided to vlog on Friday and not on Wednesday this week so that I wouldn't have another day at the house vlog, because I feel like the last 2 weeks I've come and vlogged on like the Wednesday here at the house. So I was trying to put some variety and have a work day at home vlog, but after my appointment I got home and my water had been turned off, and I checked my email because they usually do send us an email when they're going to do that, and sure enough at 8:41 this morning they sent an email saying that at 9 a.m. the water would be shut off to, it was like, I think it was like 5 different buildings, including mine, that water and restrooms would be available at the leasing office and also at the fitness center, but plan accordingly. And it's like, it's really hard to plan accordingly when you only give us 19 minutes warning. And of course I was so busy getting ready for my appointment, I hadn't checked my email yet. So yeah, and I don't like being in an apartment where I don't have water. So I just threw everything into a bag and headed here to the house. So I'm hanging out with Mom and the dogs. The dogs are right here. Lexi is like, what are you doing? Because I'm standing right in front of her dog bowl. So I think I have confused her, thinking that I might be doing something with her food bowl. I'm not, sweetie. I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. She's looking at me like, what are you doing? So yeah, here at the house, hanging out with Mom. I think we're gonna try to go for a walk later. We're just waiting for her Whole Foods delivery. I still need to go online and try to set up a delivery for me. I'm now kind of glad that I didn't go to Whole Foods, because that, if I'd gone to Whole Foods and then come home, it would have been like almost noon by the time I got back to my apartment. If I'd realized at that point I still didn't have water and had to drive over here, like, it would have just really disrupted my day. So day's already gotten a little bit disrupted, but we're gonna get things back on track. So Mom and I have just been chatting. I've been telling her about my doctor's appointment. So update from the doctor's appointment. The doctor's amazing. I see why everyone who's recommended me to her raves about her. She really was fantastic. So she's ordered a couple tests. She's going to schedule an upper GI endoscopy or endoscopy, something like that, and a colonoscopy. So those will be fun. I've never had either done, so this will be an experience. So I don't have those scheduled yet. But yeah, and then we'll kind of go from there.
This guy went to lunch or something.
Mom's getting irritated.
Well, I've got a couple of frozen items.
I know, but stressing about it isn't gonna make it get here any faster.
You just have to put in for a refund.
Yeah.
God.
So yeah, overall it went really positive. It went really well. She's amazing. The whole clinic is amazing. All the staff members were fantastic. And I just felt really comfortable there. And she spent like 30, almost 40 minutes talking to me. So there was no like rush me in, rush me out. I feel like she like actually took the time to listen to me, which is so rare with doctors. So yeah. Then I got home from my doctor's appointment and had no water. So called Mom, threw my stuff into the bag, dashed out, and now I'm over here. So now I need to check in with work, do some work stuff. I'm now grateful that I've done so much work earlier in the week, so I only have a little bit of work I need to do today anyway, so I'm gonna get that done. And not sure how much writing and editing I'm gonna end up doing now that I'm over here, because I just don't get that much book work done here at the house. So again, this is why I'd wanted to do a vlog at home, so it could be more of like a working. No, I mean your office is nice, but it's not my office area. And if I'm here, I want to hang out with you. I don't want to work. So that's why if I want to be productive, I just don't come to the house. But yeah, Mom and I, once her Whole Foods delivery is delivered, I think we're gonna go for a walk and take the doggies for a walk with us. And then we'll just see what we end up doing. But I think while we're waiting for the delivery to arrive, I'm gonna get my work laptop and start getting work for the week wrapped up and snuggle with some puppies and hang out with Mom. So yeah.
Is my phone over there?
Yes, it is. Mom, my phone is always surgically attached to my hip. Mom will just frequently wander off without her phone and then be like, where's my phone? Here is your phone, madame.
Thank you.
And now I'm gonna get to work. Okay, it's now like, what time is it? 4:30? It's 4:30. We have gone for a walk and had a lovely time, didn't we, Mommy?
Yes.
We had a lot of fun. And now we're making dinner, or Mom's making dinner, but I've gotten up to observe because I want to see how she makes this. And yeah, I've just been grading. I took a shower, got myself changed and cleaned up after the walk, and then I parked myself on the couch and have just been grading and grading and grading all afternoon. But I am now done with teaching work for the week. I'm finishing a little bit early today, which is what I was hoping, and would have finished earlier if I hadn't been so distracted with, or like disrupted by having to drive over here and all that stuff. The water has been turned back on at my apartment, so that's good. I just called to see, because normally they send an email, and they hadn't sent an email, and I knew the office was going to be closing soon, so it's like, am I going to have to drive home and get overnight stuff? But they normally, even if they don't fix the issue, they'll turn the water back on until the next business day when the plumbers will come back and keep working on it. So I know there are some buildings in the complex where like just every day for like 3 days they end up not having any water. And I really hope that's not going to be me. So yeah, Mom is making mac and cheese. So I kind of threw her a little bit. I wasn't supposed to come over today, so she didn't have dinner plans for today.
I was going to have dinner plans, but nothing she likes.
Tell them what your dinner plans were going to be.
Something with shrimp and mushrooms.
All the stuff I don't like.
Asparagus.
And all the stuff Dad doesn't like either.
Yeah, because he's gone.
Yeah, I didn't tell them that, but is it okay if they know that?
He's on a business trip. I don't know when you're going to post this. Today?
After he gets back.
Okay, then fine. You'll be back.
Yeah. Dad, can I say where he went?
Sure.
Dad went to Washington, D.C. He's having a good time. A really fun trip.
He went to
He's been to some museums.
reunion.
And a military army reunion. So really happy for him that he got to do that. So I've crashed Mom's solo party with the dogs. It's gonna be Mom's got the house to herself weekend.
Yeah.
She was gonna make dinner of all the things that the rest of us don't like.
Yeah.
And then I come over. So, and whenever I come over, it just doesn't make sense to not stay for dinner. So I'm like, well, no, I am gonna stay for dinner. Is there something you can make?
I thought she was gonna leave.
She thought I was going to leave as soon as like the water was turned on, which if I'd known the water was turned on, it's probably been turned back on since like 1 in the afternoon. I probably would have driven home, but I didn't know. And I'd rather not drive home during rush hour. So yeah, I'm staying for dinner. So Mom has everything prepped and laid out. So we're gonna put some ham in the mac and cheese. She's got the cheese cubes and the grated cheese. We've got the pasta going. Is this going to be for the sauce?
Yeah.
And then we've got bread toasting in there for breadcrumbs on top. So you're going to toast it and then blitz it in the food processor?
It's toasting right now.
Yeah. But yeah, so I'm going to watch Mom as she gets this going, because Mom's like, this is the easiest thing ever.
No recipe. So I only ask her for a recipe because I don't cook with a recipe.
Mom doesn't cook with recipes. So I'm going to watch to try to be able to replicate this, but like...
It's one of those, you can't go wrong no matter what you do, basically, so why bother with a recipe? But if you are picky, get a recipe.
See, she says that. She says you can't go wrong. I would try replicating this and I will find a way to screw this up. Yeah. So... I'm gonna watch her very carefully.
You have to know your basic food science.
And then I will probably practice this on my own at home, and if I get it right, I will film and vlog it and put together a recipe based on Mom's instructions.
Can put a recipe out there for your friends. They probably have their own good recipes for mac and cheese.
Because mac and cheese is so easy. I know this, but I am that bad of a cook. So I just use box mac and cheese and add some extra spices and some extra cheese and some extra milk to just make it a little bit better.
Personally, I like just doing the macaroni and throwing cheese in it and letting the cheese
You're going to be mad because you still got your curlers in your hair.
Thanks.
So I'm going to start paying attention to what Mom's doing.
Yes, get off your...
Stop flunking so that I can learn how to do this.
We are making a roux.
Okay, starting with making the roux. Alrighty, I'm home. That was an unexpected surprise, unexpected pleasure getting to spend the day with Mom. Really wasn't planning on that. Like, obviously if I didn't have my parents to go over to, I just would have stayed here and not had water. Thank goodness for having my parents living in town, because when things like the water gets cut off for the day or my AC is broken, I can just run over there and have a nice comfortable space to be while they are fixing things. So had a lovely day. Mom and I had a nice walk, had some fun with the dogs. As I said earlier, I did get a lot of grading done, so that's good. I did grade for a little bit longer than I had intended, and it helped me get to a point that I wasn't sure I would get to, so yay, that's great. But it also meant I really haven't done as much book work. I think I would have made more progress on grading and progress on book stuff if I hadn't had to drive over to the house. So yeah, it is what it is. Sometimes days just don't go how you plan and you just have to roll with the punches. So it's now 7 o'clock, a quarter after 7. So it took me a little while. We ate a little bit later than we planned, and then it took me a little while to get out of the house because we were just chatting and stuff, and I was giving the dogs one last pet and ear scratch, and then traffic was worse than I was expecting. So yeah, it's quarter after 7. I'm finally home. I'm finally going to be sitting on the couch. I don't think I'm going to do any editing, but I am going to try to do some writing. I have managed to keep up with my writing all week long. So I wrote on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So I definitely want to write today, and then I can not write over the weekend and try to do some editing. And I did kind of manage to do that last weekend. I didn't do any writing on Saturday or Sunday. I did do a bit of editing, not as much as I wanted, but I was working out some things. So I might see how I'm feeling, might try to do a tiny bit of notes and developing things in my notes for editing, but it might just be writing is all I managed to do today. So yeah, I'm gonna go get cozy on the couch, and I think Scrivener said my goal is like 850 something. 857 is like standing out in my head. It might be 860 something, but it's less than 900 words. I'm gonna try to still write about 1,000. So fingers crossed. Let's see how far I can get. I lost track of time. I have been writing for way too long. I kind of wanted to go to bed a little bit early tonight because I woke up so early. I'm still gonna go to bed early. I'm probably gonna watch YouTube for a little bit longer and then I'll go to bed, and I might not do that much reading tonight. But before I get up and go somewhere where there is better lighting, I wanted to give you the update on the progress. So the goal for today was 857 words. I managed 1,429. Independent Hearts Book 4 is currently at 22,722 words out of a projected goal of 95,000. I mean, part of that word count includes the outline for the remaining chapters. Like, I don't think I'm that off balance yet as far as how many words and my projected goal and all of that stuff. So I think I'm okay. but I do need to be mindful of that because I don't want this to get like really long. I know chapter 1 was really long and might get split up into 2 chapters, and I do know there were some chapters later in the manuscript, like an outline, where I had less ideas, so I'm wondering, I just have to wait and see if some of those chapters are going to end up being shorter than I predict. Like it could all still even out and average out in the end. So yeah, that's going well. I've got the TV on the Roku menu, so it's very blue. So let's go somewhere where I'm not so blue in the lighting. But yeah, writing has been going really well. I feel like I was at like 16,000 in the last vlog last Friday. I'd have to go back and look. So I'm definitely still averaging at least 5,000 words a week, even though my daily goal is below 1,000. I've been doing, I think throughout this week, I think I've got the totals on my phone. I've tried to take pictures. I either write it in my planner or I need to update my planner because there was a few days I didn't write it in my planner, but I took a picture of it so that I would have it. So I did 1429 today. Last night I did 929, so I did less than, just under 1,000 last night. But I was writing, oh, I was working on that in bed. I didn't write when I was sitting out here. I was just so tired when I got home from work, and I just wanted to watch YouTube and play games on my iPad and not do anything. But I did some writing in bed before I went to sleep, and so I got to 929. My goal had been 857, so like I got past my goal and I was happy with that. Wednesday I did 1,028. Tuesday I did 869, so I did a little less on Tuesday, but again still did more than my goal. My goal was 859 on that day. And then Monday, don't have a screenshot, so I think that's in my planner. I think Monday was another bigger day where I did like 1,200. Now I'm curious, what did I do on Monday? Because I do think it was a higher word count. Monday. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm so dark. Monday was a big day. Monday I did 1,956 words. When did I write? Was it before my hike or after my hike? I can't remember now. But yeah, I did almost 2,000 words on Monday. So Monday went great. So Monday I more than made up for the few days this week that I did less than 1,000 words. So Monday and Friday were the biggest word count days, which is fantastic. Tuesday and Thursday I taught, so I just didn't have as much energy. Wednesday I had gone over to the house, didn't really get to do any writing while I was over there, so I was doing my writing when I got home. And yeah, I've done a little bit of editing. So how editing is going, I have been making some notes and tweaking some things. I've gone through the notes that I made in Scrivener and in my notebook. There were some things that I wanted to like think about how I wanted to describe them. There were some things I wanted to go back and look at the previous books to see how did I describe this character, how have I described that character, get those details right. So one of the things I've done is I've opened up the Kindle copies of the 3 previous books and I exported my notes and highlights from my Kindle notebook for each of those books. And so I've got those all saved as a PDF now. So I need to go through and like organize those notes even further. I feel like I haven't done that much actual editing, but I've done other things that were going to have to be done at some point anyway. So I've been productive. I have done some editing work. I've done work on that project, just nothing that I can show in terms of I've edited X number of chapters or something. So with the work I've been doing, I think that as I get going on the editing, it is going to start moving faster, because where I have notes to check someone's description or something like that will already be done. I think it's going to be fine. So I'm hoping tomorrow I can do some more editing. But yeah, like I'm trying. So it's like I was talking about in the previous vlog, 1 or 2 vlogs ago, where I'm just realizing that, like, while I'm still doing so much essay grading and like essentially a lot of left-brained editing type work for my full-time job, I just am struggling, even on the weekends, it feels like, to do that much editing in my book. But like, it's gonna be fine. And although now that I'm thinking about this, I'm like, you wanted to be done with developmental editing by spring break, and that's in 2 weeks. It's fine. It's fine. I'm not telling myself that now let's just aim for a July book launch. I've still got an idea of when I want to launch the book. And I do think that once I can really start getting into the editing, it'll now I'm just thinking out loud. It's gonna be fine. I will get the editing done. Spring break will probably be used to do a lot of developmental editing and just like make a really big push on that. But yeah, I can't believe how fast the semester is going. That's a bit scary. I won't lie. I really can't believe how fast it's going. And so, I don't know, days like today where like, it's not like my day got thrown completely off track, but just even slight disruptions in my day feel like massive disruptions to my workflow. And I'm just having to accept that's how it is. There are so many things I love about my job, and there's definitely a lot of pros and cons. One of the good things is my job is very flexible. One of the not so good things is it's also very unpredictable. I never know how it's going to be from one semester to the next. My schedule could be really great one semester and really conducive to doing a lot of work. It could be less great another semester. This semester, it has definitely been nice having two like campus days, teaching days, where I've got office hours and I'm teaching, but they're shorter days. Like, I'm loving that I'm home by like 5 o'clock. I love that for me. I love that I have had energy to still do a little bit of writing in the evenings on a Tuesday and Thursday. I'm not coming home and feeling super just dead on my feet. I tend to have a fair amount of energy still on Wednesdays. That's completely new. But there was a bonus in only going to campus 1 day a week last semester. Like, that saved me an hour plus each week in commuting time. So like, this semester I'm losing an hour and a half. It takes me a little bit longer to get home than it takes me to get down there because of the time of day. So like, this semester I'm down an hour and a half each week just from driving. So there's things like that, and like, my body is reacting really well to the shorter days, but then I'm struggling in other ways. And so it's great. Like, I love my job. I love so many things about my job. And in some ways, the fact that it's unpredictable is kind of good. It keeps me from getting bored, but it means every single semester I'm having to not reinvent my routine, but just reevaluate and tweak my routine. I can't just like, feels like just when I start getting into a routine, the semester's pretty much done and my routine is about to change. Like, I will get adjusted to the Tuesday, Thursday, and what my Monday through Friday is like, and what my weekend is like, and what my energy levels are doing, and when I can slot in time to work on everything. And just as I'm going to get adjusted to that and feel like I'm, you know, really moving and like cranking through things, it's going to be summer. And then I'm going to have all the time in the world. And then it's like, just as I get used to summer break and like I'm got energy levels back after the school year and stuff, then the fall semester is starting. And then just as I adjust to the fall semester, then it's winter break and the cycle just continues. So like the unpredictability is both a pro and a con. It keeps me from getting bored, but it also means I am constantly adjusting my routines and tweaking my routines. And just when I start to feel kind of comfortable, it all changes and I've got to go through that adjustment process all over again. I'm not complaining. I'm absolutely not. It's just one of the challenges I have to deal with. So like on the one hand, I feel like the semester just started. On the other hand, we are more than a third of the way through. We are nearly halfway through the semester. And as quickly as this first half is gone, the second half is going to go by twice as fast. I have so much I want to do and need to do before May. It makes my head spin just thinking about how fast it's all going. So yeah, so that's why a day like today where like nothing bad happened, overall it was a really good day. I had so much fun seeing Mom. Like that wasn't part of the plan, but like it all worked out. And dinner was so good. I don't know if I said that earlier. That mac and cheese was amazing, and I am gonna have to try to make it myself here at home and see if I can replicate it, because she makes it look so easy, but I really am that bad of a cook, so I probably will find a way to screw it up. Even though she says that's impossible, I will figure out how. So it might take me a few tries, but this is one of my goals for this year. I want to master her mac and cheese. But yeah, dinner was amazing. Time with the dogs was fun. Our walk was lovely. I'm still not over how well the doctor's appointment went this morning. And like, I don't know if I really got to explain that adequately when I was talking to you back at the house, but I have so much doctor anxiety. And like, I explained that to the doctor today. I just admitted, like, I was so nervous about coming. I think I was talking about how my stomach hadn't been feeling well this morning. I'm like, I think it was just mostly nerves because I'm really nervous about new doctors. And she's like, yeah, you know, that's understandable. I hear that a lot. And I explained more like, no, I have a bad history of doctors dismissing me, not believing me, not actually listening to me, not taking me seriously. And, you know, I had a really good doctor several years ago, kind of back at the start of my PhD, and then I had to switch doctors because I couldn't afford my own insurance and I had to go on student insurance, which meant I had to go see a doctor on campus at the health center. And every doctor I've had since that one good doctor just has not been. The one I have right now isn't bad, but I just don't feel like I have the connection with her that like I instantly had this amazing connection with the doctor today. I just felt like she was listening, she was actually hearing me, she was understanding what I was saying. I felt really validated and like I was kind of a partner in my health, kind of the way I try to like get my students to feel like they're a partner in learning with, like I'm not just there to teach them, I'm there to work with them. I felt like the doctor today she was really making me feel like my awareness of my symptoms, my experience, the knowledge I have of what I feel in my body is an important part for her to be able to help me. And so it wasn't this feeling of, yeah, you just keep your mouth shut, I'm gonna run my tests and I'll tell you what's wrong. It was more like, let's run the tests, let's talk things through. I want to hear what your experience has been. And yeah, I'm not used to that with doctors. And so even though I've been referred to her by 3 other people who I know very well and I trust their recommendations, you still just think, like, what if they've just had a different experience and what if it's totally different for me? But no, like, it exceeded expectations. So I will definitely keep you posted as I go forward, and once we see like what these tests that she's ordered, what they show. I still haven't heard about anything being scheduled yet, so I'm now just kind of anxiously waiting to get that scheduled and to know like when that's going to be scheduled so that I can adjust my schedule to accommodate the tests, but then also so that I have some idea of when I might start getting some answers, or at least start having things ruled out. Because obviously, I don't think I said this earlier, but one of the things she told me was kind of statistically and also based on my demographic, because of how long I've been dealing with these symptoms and because they've been coming and going but not getting like progressively worse each year, she feels it is unlikely that it's something really, really serious, which is good to hear. And so she was like, it is possible that it's just going to be IBS, but we're going to rule out everything else. And I'm like, well, I would rather it be IBS than something really serious. So like, I'm okay with that. But she also was making me feel really good about, even if it does turn out that it's just IBS or my IBS getting work, there are things we can do to help me manage that. And I feel like that's kind of where I'm at, that if this is just IBS, I'm at the point where I'm not managing it well enough by myself, and I do need a specialist to help me manage it. Fingers crossed that we get some answers or start ruling things out soon, that it isn't something serious, because that would be great if it's not something serious, and that if it does end up being just IBS, that fairly soon after coming to that conclusion, we can start finding ways of helping me manage it better. Because I was telling my mom, it's not that the symptoms, like, they're not debilitating by any stretch of the definition, but they are becoming increasingly more disruptive and harder to be able to plan my day and my week. And it just, the disruption is getting harder and harder to ignore and to navigate. So yeah. So fingers crossed. Probably won't have any updates over the next few vlogs, but hopefully by spring break, I'll at least have something scheduled. So yeah, I'll keep you all posted over the next few weeks. But it is now nearly 10 o'clock. I have been talking for way too long. I thought I was gonna get away with having a shorter amount of footage to edit, and now this outro is like half the length of what I've already filmed so far today. So we're gonna end this vlog. Say hi in the comments, let me know how you're doing. Give the vlog a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're not subscribed, all of that great stuff. Leave me a doctor emoji or some other medical related emoji in the comments to let me know which one of you lovely people have made it all the way to the end of this vlog. I don't really have a question, but just let me know either just how you're doing, or has there been something unexpected, a change in plans that you've had in the past week, the way that I just suddenly had a big change in my plans for today. So we can talk about unexpected changes to our daily plan in the comments, or again, just let me know how you're doing and what you're up to. And I will see you all very soon in the next vlog. Thank you very much for watching this one. Bye!